Hello, everyone, and welcome to another round of Empowerment Before 2026. And frequently, I hear that one of the things that people would like to make as part of their resolutions for any year is to be more authentic. And this year, that really struck a nerve with me because one of those things is actually our interpersonal relationships. How often is relational fear keeping you from being your authentic self? And let's define that real quick. Relational fear is when you are afraid of showing all of you. You keep up appearances because you are afraid of rejection, starting a fight, whatever it is. You hide a portion of yourself, even from your loved ones, because of that relational fear. Now, I'm not going to lie. Even I have issues with that myself, but I've also found that the more I hide my real self from the people that I would love to be my most real with, I actually dim a lot of my own personal light because of that fear, because of starting a fight, because of rejection of whatever part of myself, be it my religious side, my goofy side, some of my personal political viewpoints. And that actually started even as a child because I realized with even my family that I had to keep certain things quiet, certain things secret. And as I went into adulthood, I realized how much more profound that fear was. And I hate to say it, how legitimate that fear was. But the thing about that is, I also found freedom even with the fights, the rejections, when I finally chose to be myself, when I finally chose that being who I am with as much as I possibly can comfortably do so, it brought my light in my life back to myself. So tonight I want to share a story with you guys on how I got over my relational fear and how, like I said, I'm still struggling with it in several cases, but how much more free I feel just being myself. Now, to give you a quick background story, I do come from a very, well, wonderful people, very conservative, and through no real fault of their own, closed minded. Whereas I am situationally supportive of abortion, many of them are and absolutely not. Whereas I'm obviously not exactly Christian by any means, they very much are sure that that is the only path. Whereas I feel like every religious path has some truth to it. None of us have it right, including myself and my pagan ways. Even I'm quite sure that none of us have it exactly correct on whatever the higher power says that it should be. Just that I just know for sure that there is one because of all the experiences I've had in my life. But I spent a very, very long, I actually spent a little over 30 years just keeping that part of myself quiet, keeping it very much in the shadows. And anytime that I took a chance on opening up and saying my opinion, I was told, even as an adult and with, obviously a little experience by then, that I was wrong, that I really shouldn't be thinking that way, that that's not the right way to go, or murder is murder. Whereas, even if, like I said, with situational abortion, I am situationally for it because I feel like it's incredibly cruel to make a woman have to carry a baby that they only got because they were raped. Quite honestly, I feel like it's actually a better kindness for both the mother and the child. And I feel safe enough to say that, having had my own two children and knowing a lot of the trials I had in both pregnancies. But one day I finally realized I didn't want to hide anymore. And there were several times that I made an effort to still just show little peaks of my true self. And I still got the same responses. I still got the shutdown. I still got the essential verbal pat on the head about how I'm just rocking the boat. I'm just trying to cause chaos. How I'm just trying to be alternative just for the shock value. When in all actuality, all those beliefs that I mentioned were ones that I truly and thoroughly believed in. And it finally got to a point that I didn't want to hide anymore. And as much as it killed me, because I still thoroughly love many members of my family that I do miss on a daily basis, I finally decided that it was in my best interest to just cut ties and leave. Be where I could be more myself. Be where I could express my opinions without my verbal pat on the head or being told that I'm just trying to rock the boat. Did it hurt? Yes, absolutely. Do I still miss them? As I mentioned, yes. I miss my grandparents. I miss a couple of my aunts. I miss a few of my cousins. But when I realized that I'm just too psychologically different, and I realized that I would always have to watch my words, watch my motions, I realized that that wasn't healthy. Not for myself, and should my children be just as alternative as my own self, it wouldn't be a good environment for them as well. My family's not bad people. They absolutely are not. But stagnation can still dim a light. Stagnation still stops growth. And that was when I realized, even through the hurt, it was worth it. Because since deciding that I would remove myself from that situation, I'm still having a hard time building a new family. Not of blood, but of the heart. I have found that I've been able to be more myself, and I'm not nearly as stressed as I used to be. I'm not as exhausted trying to watch my words, my actions. I've actually found a level of peace, finding out who I am beyond just my ideas and my beliefs. And that is probably the best gift I could have ever given myself, on finally choosing to be truly as authentic as I possibly can be at my current comfort level. Now, are there still places where I choose to hide a few of myself? Yes. I'm not gonna lie, it's even in my own romantic relationship with my partner. It's in it with a few of my friends, because being your authentic self does not happen overnight, and that fear doesn't automatically go away when you start taking those first steps. It just becomes a little easier. I do hope that this video helped you out in deciding to start letting your light shine and getting rid of people that, after much trying, that you decided just weren't for you. And that's okay. It's gonna hurt, because emotions are still there. But at the same time, if someone is keeping you from being your best self, from being your true self, they shouldn't be there anymore. They're not what you need to grow and become a beautiful, wonderful oddity that you are. Because every person is their own special kind of weird. But if this video helped you out at all, please leave a like. And if you'd like to share your own story of how you chose to finally be your best self, please put it in the comments. Your story might help another person realize it's time to be themselves. Have a fabulous night, a wonderful holiday, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.